into sort of visceral delight. The set was something we started working on, Sarah Greenwood and I, who's the production designer, we started talking about it about over a year before we started shooting the movie. And it was something where everything had to be figured out. It wasn't obvious what the constraints of everything was, so everything had to be figured out in a way of like, how are we doing, what are we saying the constraints of the world are. And I mean, with the house in particular, I mean, they've been making dream houses for many years, so we had a lot of different versions to play with. And I remember being in the production design office and looking at all the different iterations of what the dream house has been. I mean, the one thing that always seemed to be the truth is the proportions of the dream houses are always such that Barbie's head isn't that far away from the ceiling. It's actually pretty, it has this quality of, it's similar to the car, that the car is quite small, so she's larger than the car, which has the strange effect of then making her look small. So it's sort of this playing with scale all the time was part of it, and then taking these elements that we liked from all the different Dreamhouse moments and trying to kind of create a best of hits, like that you are united in essentially the 1959 aesthetic. But I think it was also about, for me, it was always about finding something that was off, that made it feel like a toy world. Like, all these houses are so beautifully made and they all go together, but then there's something about having Skipper's, it's actually Chelsea's treehouse, but Skipper's in it. The purple treehouse, it just is off-center. Like, it doesn't quite actually match with anything around it, which is part of what makes it delightful and feel like toy. And we found those moments everywhere. Like, there's a couple, I mean, this is just really, if you want to go deep into the nerdiness of what the movie is, but you know, we built everything in miniature so we could film that as well and use it to composite images, so that we have things that are built human scale, we have the miniatures that we photograph, and then we can combine these together so there's some play of scale. But we were finding also that that sort of one thing being